BC, only 2 losses, both of them coming on the road. The Lions won the coin toss, decided to take the football. Great crowd here at Mosaic. It should be a good football game tonight.
Family night tonight here in Saskatchewan. Lots of kids in the crowd. Let's get this thing going.
Mather gets us underway, and this will be taken by Williams just inside his own 20. All the way back, bounce off 1 tackle, and eventually, on the 2nd or 3rd effort, wrapped up around the 35.
What a game for Vernon Adams a week ago against the Calgary Stampeders. 4 touchdown passes in that one. 322 yards passing. Win against the Calgary Stampeders, and as mentioned, Keon Hatcher is #1 target, but he has done a nice job all season long of distributing the ball and getting all his receivers involved.
Of course, he was injured the last time these 2 teams met in week 7. Last week, as Glenn mentioned, his 11th career 300-yard game, tied a career high with 4 touchdown passes as well. Starts here on his own 35 for the Lions. Adams looking to throw down the field immediately, and that one falls incomplete. Hatcher came up looking for a flag on some contact as that ball arrived, but won't get it.
One change for the Lions up front. Their left tackle will be Chris Schluger, who is a former Montreal Alouette. His first game for Jarrell Broxton. And there is Keon Hatcher, 9 catches, 170 yards against the Calgary Stampeders. We have 4 of the top 10, 4 receivers tonight in this game that are in the top 10 in the league.
Hatcher, Hollins, Bain, and Jones, those 4 names. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion from the BC 35. Riders trying to force an early 2-and-out. Adams under pressure, taken down. Ball pops out, and the Riders try to hop on it. What a start for Saskatchewan if they recover, and they do. Early mistake from VA, and the Riders are all over it.
It was against Saskatchewan in BC that Vernon Adams was injured. Dane Evans took over for him. The Lions won that game, but pressure, the pocket collapse on Vernon Adams here. Not sure who got their hand on it. It wasn't really blitz pressure, although it looked like Larry Dean was spying Vernon Adams, stepped up, made the hit, and that's when the ball came out.
Yeah, Micah Johnson in there as well. And eventually that ball pops loose. And what field position for Jake Dolagala. 2nd career start. Has the ball on the visitors' 31. Looks to throw here, far side. Man wide open. That is complete down inside the 20 and a little bit further for Emelis.
Well, comes out slinging it, and he goes out to Emelis at that wide receiver spot, having a breakout season, closing in on 500 yards at the halfway point. That, of course, keeps him on pace for a 1,000-yard season. Nice move after the catch.
16 yards to number 19 on the first completion of the ball game. Down to the BC 15 inside the red zone for the first time today. Dolagala to the end zone, just short of it, back up towards touchdown. Schaefer Baker, my goodness, a lot happening there, and what a start for the Riders.
He's back, baby. Almost a 1,000-yard season, just shy of it. Over 900 for Keon Schaefer Baker a year ago. And it was a ton of yards after the catch, but what a dart throw in a tight window for Dolagala to get it to 89. And he gets involved early here in Saskatchewan in his first game.
Can you script this start any better for the Riders? Defense causes a turnover. Dolagala, 2 passes, touchdown to the guy returning to the lineup for the first time this season. A dream start for the Riders. Dolagala, Schaefer Baker rolls his way to a touchdown. First catch of the season, goes for a major. 31 quick yards from Dolagala. Finished off by Schaefer Baker. And the Riders on top 7-0 early. Williams takes this at the 6. Oh, hammered down just outside the 25. by Onyeka.
Solid special teams work. That early momentum, the turnover on defense turns into 7, and then the special teams fly down the field.
That'll get some energy going early for the home side here. This time they start at their own 26, trailing by 7. Faking the handoff. Adams on the roll to his right, down the field. Hollins comes back for it and hauls it in. A nice throw and catch from Adams and Hollins.
Yeah, and a good call to get, settle things down offensively in the passing game to get Vernon Adams on the bootleg, out and around on the edge where he has a choice to either run or throw it, and a 15-yard gain into Hollins. Nice ball placement there from VA.
Team leading 57th catch of the year for Hollins, the second-year man out of Eastern Illinois. Up to the BC 41. Adams down the field again, looking for Hatcher, laid out. Couldn't get it against this Riders starting defense.
Well, they rank #1 in passing yards allowed in the CFL, and they've been better at it since Anthony Lanier returned to the lineup, put him out at defensive end instead of tackle. There is their leader, Larry Dean, who's already got a forced fumble in this one, and then you go back into the secondary, and Amari Henderson has 2 picks, one against the BC Lions a couple weeks ago.
And his other one came in their last game as well, so he's hot coming into this one. 2nd and 10 for Adams. 3 options to his right, 3 options to his left. Adams under pressure again, near side. Katoy's got it straight up the sideline. And a pretty good effort, but I think he's going to be marked just short of a first down by about a yard.
Yeah, and if it's a yard or a yard and a half is a big difference for that guy right there, Rick Campbell, and his decision here. It's almost 2 with where they've spotted the 3rd down marker.
Yeah. Very long one, if you want to say that. So Flintoff will come out to kick it away. And of course, Mario Alford dangerously lurking back by his own 10. He's taken a couple to the house already this season. From the 40, Flintoff, high kick. Alford waits, takes it after a 49-yard boot. BC downfield, nowhere for Mario Alford to be set free. Nice start for Dolegala, just his 2nd career start, and he made the most of it here. Injured, and even as his 3rd-string guy, you always got to be ready.
Well, Mason Fine and Jake Dolegala were neck and neck coming out of training camp, and it was sort of a pick-em as to who would be the backup to Trevor Harris. So they have great confidence in Dolegala, and he looked good in those first 2 throws.
Starts here on his own 27. Jamal Morrow in behind him. And they will hand it off to Morrow. Push straight ahead, just outside the 25. And Morrow, a big piece of this Riders offense.
Well, Matthew Betts against Eric Lofton and Colin Campbell will be matchups depending on which side that Betts lines up on. 10 sacks on the league, still leads the league. And there is Keon Schaefer-Baker back and has a touchdown already in this one.
And we're not even 5 minutes in. Dolegala, 5-man rush. Has a completion just outside the 30. And that should be enough for a first down as he gets it right back into the hands of Schaefer-Baker.
Getting him involved right away. He's coming off the hip surgery, and I think you have to think, sort of temper your expectations when a guy's in his first game, but he just seems like he's picked up where he left off. 2 catches already on 2 targets.
1st and 10 for the Riders from their own 33. Morrow again, straight ahead, and a really nice push on first down against this BC defense.
He gets Sione Tehema back up front. Defensive end missed last week against the Calgary Stampeders. Mentioned Betts, he hasn't had a sack in 3 games. Maybe tonight he gets back on track. Bolacumbo, 4th in the league in defensive plays. And Jalen Edwards-Cooper back at corner, missed last week.
Betts' last sack, as Glenn mentioned, was actually against the Riders out in Vancouver. 2nd and 4. Dolegala gets it away quickly. That's up for grabs. Almost intercepted. Peters working there against Emelis. Knocked that one away.
Yeah, and you can see that Saskatchewan is going to game plan against Matthew Betts as well, who's right down here at the bottom of your screen, and they're going to get a little help from running back Jamal Morrow to even get this ball out of there and out of the hands of Jake Dolegala. So a little chip block there from tailback, give that offensive tackle a little bit of help, and that ball in the secondary a little batted around and almost picked off.
First incompletion of the game for Dolegala. Borzak from his own 30. Williams slides underneath it. 44-yard kick. A flag here as Williams is eventually wrapped up for pretty much no gain on the return. Keon Hatcher. Keon Hatcher kind of really emerged onto the scene last year for the BC Lions, coming off just a tremendous game against Calgary.
Well, missed the first 3 games of the season and has caught up and is in the top 10 that quickly. And after 9 for 170, I think what makes him great is his versatility. He can run every route on the tree. I mean, most of the receivers in that core for BC can. But this guy can do it all. He can get behind you. He's got great speed. He's a route runner. And the hands are certainly there.
He's at the top of your screen right now. BC from their own 42 after a no yards penalty on the return. And Mizell gets stuffed up after picking up about 4.
Asked him, when was the last time you had a game 170? He said, I had a pretty good game with the Raiders in the preseason, but I guess that, I'm not going to count that one because it was a preseason game. And he goes, you know what, probably high school.
Yeah, dial it back quite a way.
Yeah, had to dial it back to get to 170, but he was the guy last week. Who's the guy for Vernon Adams here tonight?
Well, that's the thing. They've got a lot of options. 6 different receivers with 275 yards or more this season. Here's one of them. Hollins has got it at the 40. Taken out on the play, but not before, I should say. He picks up a big gain, and BC marches down the field.
Yeah, and Vernon Adams is pointing to himself, saying, if I throw that a little bit more accurately, probably give you a chance to run and make a move, but it made him come back a little bit to the ball. It was in between the deep zone and the underneath hook or curl zone. Big 28-yard gain down the rail.
Moncrief was there to finish him off. First time today the Lions looking dangerous from the Rider 36. Adams steps up down the field towards the end zone. Broken up. It hung up there forever. Lucky Whitehead was waiting, but Jeremy Clark got there in time.
Lucky Whitehead runs this go route, and Jeremy Clark keeps his composure. He'll hang on, he'll keep his composure, he'll wait, and then plays the ball when he reads the eyes of the receiver in Lucky Whitehead. When those eyes get big and he starts to reach for the ball with his right hand, that's when Jeremy Clark shoots the left hand up to knock it down.
Third knockdown of the season for Jeremy Clark. 2nd and 10 now. Adams over the middle has a completion down by the 25, and that's back to Hollins for 11 yards and a first down.
Well, that's precise route running by Alexander Hollins. I mean, this is Hollins who really. Look at how accurate he's got to get right to the stick and then come back so that he right on that yard line is exactly where that first down marker was, and he gets forward progress and a new set.
3 catches, 43 yards for Hollins already in this game. One-on-one at the bottom of your screen, working there against Clark. Adams goes the other way to Hatcher for his first catch of the game. Takes it just inside the 20.
You know, I can't say enough about how Rick Campbell has managed his quarterback situation since becoming the head coach of the BC Lions. I mean, he had Nathan Rourke, who's doing a nice job down in Jacksonville. He's got Vernon Adams now, and how he empowers the young quarterbacks. This is the best of the last couple of games I've seen Vernon Adams play in his entire career. He gives them the keys, but he also empowers them to say, hey, it's your team. Go out and run the offense. And Vernon Adams is seeing it.
And he's got weapons everywhere he looks. Hatcher moves in behind him. McInnes there as well, the former Rider. VA looks to his left, throws it. Completion. And a first down into the hands of Justin McInnes.
Vernon Adams, #1 in the CFL in completion percentage. Tied with Zach Collaros with 4 300-yard passing games. He had that one. He had the one in Toronto where he was...
That was a bad one.
Yeah.
That was a really bad one.
Put that one aside, but outside of that, boy, I think this is the best football I've seen Vernon Adams play.
58.3% inside the red zone this year for the Lions. They'll give it to Mizell right up the middle. Takes it down inside the 10. It'll be second and rather reasonable for the visitors.
Both these teams like to get their tailbacks going in this. Mizell for BC, Jamal Morrow for Saskatchewan. Sure they maintain balance. These D-lines are too good. You just let them just get after the quarterback and passing downs all the time. They're going to start to sack the quarterbacks in a big way. So you got to keep that balance in there and keep their attention.
8th play of the drive for the Lions as they look to get on the board for the first time today. 3 options out to the left for Adams. That's where he looks. That's where he throws. Hollins did not get a foot down. Got his hands on it and hauled it in, but was out of bounds. 35.
That was close, Dustin, right on the sideline. Good timing throw from Vernon Adams. Steps up in the pocket, gets it outside. Does he get his foot in bounds? Catch is made now. No. Right foot on the white stripe. Good call by the official. Right on the spot. Only need one, but that one was out of bounds.
So they'll trot out Sean White for a chip shot. He's perfect inside 50 so far this season to get the BC Lions on the board right down the middle. That is 21 in a row for Sean White. BC looking to pull even. Just missed. VA will get another crack at it.
If you knew who the legendary Cookie Gilchrist was, and he said, I actually do, because he played with my grandpa on the Buffalo Bills when they were in the AFL back in the day. Dolegala said he was very close to his grandpa, Al B. Miller, who unfortunately passed away at the end of last season. But he did tell us that's the reason he plays this game and the reason he fell in love with it, and also the reason that he continues to try to work to be the starter of this team. Guys?
Well, he's getting a great opportunity here today, that's for sure. And has a completion out to Jones, and Jones makes one man miss and is very close to a first down as Dolegala getting the start today. Harrison Fine also starting this year, and here's a look at
A lot of young starters.
A lot of young starters
this year, which is an opportunity for these young guys to get in there and make a name for themselves and start their journey and start to get people talking about them as if they need to have their own team at some point as their journey continues. And Matt Dunnigan asked the question. There's Trevor Harris up in the booth trying to help out every chance he gets, but at some point you got to get young quarterbacks to learn the game, understand the nuance. And Matty was asking at the beginning in the in the pregame, are they going to cut him loose and let him throw the football and play with confidence, or are they going to try and make sure he's very conservative to not turn it over, things like that? I think you cut him loose. That's what I mentioned about Rick Campbell. Rick Campbell has empowered whomever he's had at quarterback. And remember, he was questioned big time when it came to Nathan Rourke. It was like, what? You're starting a Canadian kid? Now, You know, and now and Rick Campbell said, yeah, we're giving him the keys, and look what he did. And now he's done the same with Vernon Adams. So, you know, again, Craig Dickinson, is he going to do that? We got a lion down in the field. I think
that's Nathan Cherry. Second-year defensive lineman out of the University of Saskatchewan.
Well, yeah, I think so far Dolagala's been throwing it to, you know, the read. That throw to Kean Schaefer-Baker for the touchdown as good as it gets. I mean, that's a dig route in a tight window and throws it for a touchdown. I know he was in plus territory, but play with confidence and go get it.
He started 4 of 5 for 48 yards and a touchdown. So
let's see what happened to Nathan Cherry here. He got outside. He was trying to make that tackle on Morrow on the outside. A little friendly fire, which it often is. This look here, like his left leg just planted in an awkward situation or awkward position.
He's been a rotation guy on that defensive line for the Lions. 2nd and 9 now from the Rider 51 for Dolagala. Flushed out of the pocket on the run to his right. Was looking to get it into the hands of Bain for the first time today. Got turned around a bit and couldn't hang on. Not a bad idea to try to get it to Sean Bain, who's having a monster year here in his first season with the Riders. Corsack will let this fly from around his own 40. Terry Williams awaits the punt. Tracks it down at the 12, and he gets absolutely destroyed just inside the 20. Ouch.
And Craig Dickinson told us this week he's going to dress TJ Brunson. Said, I just want you guys to know that, he said, I want you guys to know we're dressing a new linebacker who's going to play on the teams. You might want to keep your eye on number 47. Thanks, Coach, for the heads up.
Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Brunson.
Yes, there he is. How about Terry Williams meet TJ Brunson?
There's Williams. He seems to be okay. They've tracked him down a couple of times already on Yadka earlier. Penalty against BC. He's going to back them up. This ball just outside their 5 on the 6. A lot of field to work with. Gets it away, has a completion for a first down. And the big fella plowing ahead there for some extra yards. Javon Katoy, who's catching the ball at over a 90% clip this season.
Yeah, we're just getting started, I think, with Javon Katoy. I mean, we're just scratching the surface on what he's capable of. And that play right there is a get you a little room play, just a little breathing room. That's your breathing room play when you're backed up like that.
Puts Katoy up to 290 yards on the season for the 26-year-old. They give it to Whitehead. Takes it just outside the 20 and no further. That's actually, I believe, his first carry of the season.
Little fly sweep underneath, try and a little misdirection offensively. One of the rising stars in the coaching ranks has been Jordan Maximic for the BC Lions, whether he go back to his early Edmonton days as a quarterback coach, worked with Mike Riley when he was the MOP of the league, worked with Nathan Rourke, and now Vernon Adams.
No gain for Lucky. 2nd and 10 for BC from their own 21. Pressure coming. Adams in trouble, taken down again. Riders defense gets home. Brown among others there to smother Vernon Adams.
Linebackers are creeping towards the line of scrimmage. Larry Dean, the top of your screen. They're closing in. They're getting close to the line. They're trying to. Got Dulkey off the edge from the safety spot. Trying to collapse that pocket. Force a mistake.
Flintoff. Just outside of his own end zone. Deep kick here. Alford's got to hustle back. What a kick. Alford catches it, stumbles after a 67-yard kick. And he'll take it back out just shy of the 35. What a kick from Flintoff.
That's a huge punt. Backed up in your own end.
Riders hoping to maybe flip the field there, but Flintoff had some other ideas. And 15 minutes in the books. The Riders strike early. Family lead after one quarter, 7-3 against the BC Lions. Leading the Lions 7-3, and I guess maybe the surprising thing, BC's high-flying offense just 3 points, couple sacks for the Riders. Defense really active here.
Yeah, I think Saskatchewan understands one thing. They've got this game, then they have a bye, then they have Winnipeg back-to-back. So, they know the importance of this game, and they're playing with great physicality right now. We're seeing their defense with a couple of sacks, special teams.
Yeah.
their cover teams are bringing the hammer.
It's been a rough ride for Terry Williams so far in this ball game. So a physical effort from the Riders so far. And this will be a big one for them. Calgary with a loss this week. For the Riders, a win would push them to 5-5 on the season heading into that bye. Dolagala works from his own 33, fakes the handoff near side, wide open is Bain. Bain makes a nice move, eventually wrapped up by Quincy Moget. A couple extra yards there on that spin and just shy of a first down.
When you see trips to the field like that, you usually see it a lot more spread out than you do for this formation for the Riders. Their trips to the field is really bunched up, and the reason for that is to get Bain and sneak out in behind the first two. Almost a little rough.
And now lunging ahead, that'll be a first down for Saskatchewan. Bain had 10 catches when these teams met back in week 7. Caught all 10 balls that were thrown his way. And there he sits right behind Austin Mack, who's having an excellent season, and Dalton Schoen.
Yeah, and Hollins is right behind Hatcher. So there's your top guys in the league. I think Sean Bain and Tevin Jones have sort of elevated themselves into the elite category in the league in a short amount of time.
Heavily targeted by whoever's at quarterback so far this year. Now Dolagala down the field, looking for Bain, broken up, incomplete. TJ Lee, the veteran, was there working against Bain.
Nice matchup. And Bain, I thought he was going to sneak in and catch this low. Looked like he tries to sort of inside move. He's got the leverage he wants, and now he's got to reach underneath as he's kind of fading away. And TJ Lee again times up that look, puts the right hand up. That's a good defensive play by a veteran.
2nd and 10. Dolagala hit, ball loose, picked up by the Riders. And they avoid disaster in their own territory here. And we'll have a chance to kick it away.
Does Matthew Betts get back on the board here? They move him inside. He shoots the gap, working one-on-one with Logan Furlan. Inside swim move. He gets to Dolagala.
First forced fumble of the year for Betts. Terry Williams waiting back at the top of your screen. And for his sake, probably hoping to not get absolutely blown up again. Takes it at the 25. Williams, this time wrapped up after a short return. Matthew Betts, been a terror for offenses all year. In a nice spot heading into next week. BC trailing 7 to 3, averaging just shy of 26 points per game, are the BC Lions coming into this one. Now they'll toss it out. Mizell nowhere to go. Not even back to the line of scrimmage. They'll take a loss here.
Vernon Adams is on pace tonight for another 300-yard passing game. And when you take a look at the top passers' yardage per game, Vernon Adams up there at 267, just behind Cody Fajardo in Montreal. And Zach Collaros isn't far away. Chad Kelly having a big year. But I think if he keeps playing this way, you've got to put Vernon Adams in the conversation in the MOP.
The numbers he's putting up, it's that one game with the 6 interceptions that kind of lingers in there. But outside of that, he's just been fantastic to watch so far this year. Adams gets this one away, and that falls incomplete. Hatcher was there, and Hatcher is slow to get up.
Yeah,
as is a rider down on the field as well.
There's a collision there between two riders. Hatcher reaching for the ball, and
that's Amari Henderson.
I was going to say, it looks like one of the DBs went up and left of your screen here. Ooh, oh man.
Not supposed to bend like that. Hatcher was coming across, didn't really see him, and Henderson kind of stopped and went up for this ball, didn't he?
Yeah, layered crossing route here, and he's going for the ball, and then it was just a collision. Didn't see each other.
Henderson having an excellent season for the Riders coming into this game. 22 tackles, a couple of interceptions, one last week, one against BC. Last time they played, 4 knockdowns as well, and really established himself as a big, important piece of this Riders defense. And we will step away as they continue to take a look at Amari Henderson down on the field for Saskatchewan. Not only is up and off, he trotted off the field after they looked at him for quite some time while he was laying down.
Yeah, and he's going to take some time there and be evaluated. He'll go in the tent on the sideline. Good to see him run off.
Flintoff is able to haul that in. Alford takes it after a 49-yard kick. Mario Alford trying to stretch it out on the far side of the field. But what a job by the BC Lions special teams cover team to make sure there was nowhere for Alford to turn that upfield.
Yeah, both teams playing well in the cover teams early in this one. Physical cover teams for Saskatchewan, and that was a great job covering and stringing that one out, because Mario Alford can get it done.
Oh, there's no denying that.
That guy can go.
Always a threat. Dolagala, 5 of 8, 58 yards and a touchdown to start. Thank you very much for joining us here in Regina on a Sunday of week 11. And Morrow contained here. Both running backs have been relatively held in check so far in this game. And there is Jamal Morrow and Mizell among the top 6 in rushing leaders this season.
Dedrick Mills had the big one against Toronto, and that Calgary win in Calgary. Brady Oliveira leads the pack, having another great season.
Oliveira almost at 300 receiving yards as well in that high-powered Bombers offense. Lions going to bring some pressure. Dolagala under heats, bounces it off the head of Morrow as he's hammered down at the end of the play.
Yeah, full-on pressure. No time to even set up the screen. In the screen, what you're trying to do offensively is block it up for a 2 or 3 count and then let the guys get deep, the defensive line and linebackers rushing. And this time, Dolagala was like, he didn't have any seconds there to even get the screen set up to Jamal Morrow. And that's timing on the snap count as well from the Lions defense. Time that up and hit it on the fly.
After the touchdown to open the game, this is a 4th straight punt for the Riders, who do lead 7-3. This is going to bounce. Williams takes it on the one hop. And he is wrapped up after a very short return, while Keon Hatcher coming in off just a huge game last week. For more on him, let's send it back down to Brittdorf.
Yeah, he's somebody his coach described as someone you want on your side of the ball. He said, when I'm standing on the sideline, I'm happy number 4's on my team. And you mentioned it, Suits. We asked him, have you ever had a game like that before? And he said, nope, maybe all the way back to high school I did. But I asked VA about him and the type of player he is, and he said, oh, that guy knows every position. Sometimes he thinks he even knows quarterback. So I asked him, well, what do you mean by that? He said, every day after practice, he challenges a player to an accuracy contest. So I said, well, do you ever go head-to-head against him, Vernon? And he told me, well, no, because that wouldn't be fair.
For who?
Well, I was going to say, what if you lose, right? You can't be the quarterback losing an accuracy contest.
No, but I get it when you want to compete all the time, and that's what Keon Hatcher is all about. I mean, you know, whether it's in your receiver group, trying to do it in practice, or, you know, let's go and play cards on the plane on the way, or hell, whatever it is, you want to compete. Create that environment in your locker room.
Lions on their own 35. Adams, far side, Lucky Whitehead, and he hauls it in before he's knocked out of bounds on BC's second longest play of the game, 29 yards.
Lucky Whitehead is still trying to get that 30-yarder. He hasn't had a 30-yard reception. This one's a yard short.
Just shy. Deontay Williams there to finish him off. Nice job to secure that. Receiver.
It's wild that Lucky Whitehead doesn't have a 30-yarder yet this season, and we're at the halfway point. That's crazy to me.
The classic he's due conversation, right? Here's Adams, fakes the handoff, turns down the field for Hollins. Got it wide open all the way to the end zone. Touchdown BC, and they go on top for the first time today.
Nick Marshall looks at Deontay Williams as this ball is in the air, and they both kind of throw their hands in the air and shrug. That's what we call a bust in the business, in the back end. And Alexander Hollins says, thank you very much. You leave 13 wide open like that, and you're going to give up a 30-plus. Not to Whitehead this time, but to Hollins.
Gives him 100 yards on the nose with 9 minutes remaining in the second quarter. 46-yard touchdown strike to Hollins. That's his 4th major of the season. Vernon Adams, look at this. Drops it in there. Nobody close. Take a nap. You earned it.
Secondary, it looks like it's just a straight cover 3 with 3 deep here, 1 in the flat there. That's Nick Marshall. Now watch as the play develops. It looks like Deontay Williams sits too shallow. Stop it there. Now he's supposed to have the outside 30. He doesn't have it. Nick Marshall's trying to recover to it. Watch the reaction of number 24 as the ball's in the air here, right here. Hands in the air saying, uh-oh, what happened? Oh, man, that's me.
Wait, that was my guy? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Alford with a good burst, double teamed and taken down just shy of his own 35, and that's where Dolagala will come out trailing for the first time this evening.
Well, he started showing some great confidence in that BC defense. Again, top-ranked defense in the league with a veteran secondary. And David Sanchez talked about in the pregame show about how this secondary will route read and they'll jump routes, and got a little more conservative as the game's gone on here.
Starts on his own 33. Pressure from the Lions. Cuts it away quickly, and a nice catch by Bain as he's wrapped up, tossed down by TJ Lee, but 7 yards with some pressure in his face.
We also saw Kean Schaefer-Baker playing early in the first few series, and then they sat him down for a couple here just to make sure they ease him back in. That is a big catch by Bain. That was in behind him with TJ Lee not too far away.
Second and 3. Trying to keep this offense on the field here. They'll hand it off. Morrow straight ahead, spun down. very close to a first down. This will depend on the spot. It might be marked just short.
Have the ball, gang, the ball.
Either way, I don't think there's any question Craig Dickinson will go for it here.
It looks even less than a yard, so. Pipkin into the game.
Yeah, just
trying to take care of business.
Just acquired for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, veteran Antonio Pipkin. We've seen him a few different teams throughout his CFL career. The injuries at quarterback, the Riders had to find somebody that knows the game.
He's just shy of a yard, pushing ahead. Eventually thrown back. But I think that forward progression should have it. And get another look at it.
A little hesitation there, but he did get over the top. You take a look down. He just got to get to that yard marker in front. Little extension there. And yeah, I think he forward progress got him.
Haladic almost stopped him initially, but Pipkin found his way through. Fresh set of downs from the 44. Morrow trying to cut it back. Flag as he is tossed down at the 45 after a very short pickup.
Sione was in an all-out brawl with one of the Rider O-linemen as that play was developing. See what the flag is, or
holding. Saskatchewan number 64. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Evan Johnson called on the hold. That'll back him up. First and 20.
it's right in here. Ground block. He wasn't on Tehema. Tehema and Godber were going at it.
Dolagala looking to get a chunk of this back. He's going to look to get it all back down the field for Emelis. Holy smokes! What a catch by Emelis! Goes up and gets it.
And he gets it against one of the top defensive backs in the game in Gary Peters. Talk about the halfway mark and some outstanding player award possible nominees. I put Sam Emelis in the discussion as top Canadian. He climbs the ladder and rips it down there. That's a great catch.
Puts Dolagala over 100 yards on the game. 7 for 11, 111, and a touchdown.
Yeah, that throw from Dolagala was effortless. I mean, flick of the wrist, effortless.
Got the big arm. Second catch of the game for Emelis. Highlight reel variety. There it is. 46 big ones. Down to the BC 30. Dolagala gets it away over the middle. That's hauled in. Heavy pump at the end of the play. But first catch of the day for Jared Stearns.
Well, that's the danger area. You're gonna get hit in there. Two back-to-back throws from Dolagala with great confidence. Pressure coming from the outside. He's got to thread the needle just over Haladic, but in front of the safety and TJ Lee, the halfback. There's the hit coming. Saskatchewan's in business here.
Trailing by 3. They have the ball on the BC 8-yard line. Looking to get the lead back. Dolagala hands it off. What a cut all the way to the end zone. Untouched Jamal Morrow. Second rushing touchdown of the season. And the Riders answer back.
Jake Dolagala puts his hands up just after he hands the ball off here to Jamal Morrow. Sevens are wild on this. 7 plays, 77 yards. Jamal Morrow in for the touchdown. And after the extra point, 7 on the board. But watch Dolagala, number 9 here. He gives the ball up, hands up, touchdown. Saw the great blocking and cut from Morrow.
Yeah, the moment he cut to his left, Dolegala knew that he was going the whole way. 8-yard touchdown to cap off that 77-yard drive. Author's extra point is through, and the Riders on top, 14-10.
Jamal Morrow gets the goal, but Sam Emilus gets the assist with his big catch to set it up and give this offense some confidence. I mentioned the 7 plays. They mixed it up, a little run pass, but the 2 big throws from Jake Dolegala. This one to Emilus. He climbs the ladder against Gary Peters, the best shutdown corners in the game, and rips it down. And then the one over the middle to Stearns. Another nice catch, knowing he's going to take a whack there from TJ Lee. And then Morrow, big cut to his left, blocking outstanding on the left side of the O-line, and untouched, 25, regain the lead.
Watching that Emilus catch again, if he doesn't manage to high point that ball, Peters is probably able to make a play on it.
Absolutely.
The one spot Gary Peters couldn't get his hand. Just a phenomenal play on a nice throw. And a little back and forth action here on Sunday at Mosaic. We got a good one. Williams just outside the 30. And still going, and now a pile up just outside the 35. Flags at the end of the play. Did this ball come loose, and do the Riders have it? Where is it?
One of the Riders just picked it up and walked away with it.
A.J. Allen says it's over here. The officials gather together to figure out what just happened.
Well, let's take another look at it.
Okay, the ruling on the field is a fumble, Saskatchewan's ball.
Wow.
I'm wondering if Rick Campbell can challenge that with the way that Williams was tackled at the end of it. Not there. Everything's clean there and fine, but right here around the neck. And
After the play, we have a 15-yard misconduct penalty on BC number 48. 15-yard penalty, first down.
okay, so they're ruling that that was after the ball was fumbled and the play was out. Excuse me, the ball was out.
And that's when those flags came out. There was no flags on the tackle.
There you can see the around the neck and just pulling Terry Williams backwards. That was the late hit on Micah Tights. So nothing really that Rick Campbell can challenge there. Saskatchewan ball.
They took advantage of the last time the Lions turned it over. And this time they'll get it on the BC 21. With just over 4 minutes remaining in the half. A glorious opportunity for the Riders. Dolegala quickly gets it into the hands of Stearns, his second catch of the ball game, and we've got a few things to discuss, I think, for this crew at the half. Stick around for Kate.
I'll be interested to hear Matty talk about Dolegala too, because he was questioning, how are they going to let him just get out there and sling it? And we've seen some pretty good throws.
He's kind of slinging it, isn't he?
He really is. A little bit of a lull there, but started strong and is finishing the first half strong as well.
3-yard pickup on the completion to Stearns, 2nd and 7. Dolegala down the field, wide open, touchdown Riders! Jared Stearns, first CFL strike. Riders up by 10.
Well, he's 6'7", and Dolegala can stand in there, and he does on this one. He can see over the D-line, over his offensive line. He stands in there strong, climbs a pocket with a couple of hop steps, and that's where Stearns sits down. 18-yard touchdown throw, and that's twice now, taking full advantage of turnovers.
Rugamba got turned around there, and Stearns was wide open. Lothar for one more, and the Riders on top, 21-10 against the 7-2 BC Lions.
Yeah, it was Emmanuel Rugamba in coverage on Stearns. And Jairus Stearns, really nice route running here. There's Rugamba, who's going to track him, but what he does, he takes a peek back to the quarterback. So stop it right there. He's looking right back right now to Dolagala, and that's when Stearns makes his little move to the inside. So Rugamba takes a peek, and as soon as he does, the receiver opens up.
Dolagala, 10 of 14 for 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. And jersey sales at halftime here at Mosaic will be through the roof. Riders played a stretch here of 3 in a row against the East. Back to the West against BC. And that'll be pretty happy with what they've seen so far. Williams coming off of a fumble on his last return is taken down again in about the same area of the field. This time he is able to hang on.
Well, we talked about the physicality in this game and the Riders understanding the importance of it, and they're setting a tone on special teams. That's Jackson Ford getting started on the cover teams. Watch that hits that have been happening. Terry Williams is taking a beating catching these punts, and I mean, just rocking his world on these punt returns. You want to be a punt returner?
No, I don't.
You didn't hesitate there, my friend. Wow. Kick teams getting it done for Saskatchewan in this first half.
Adams, they'll move him to the right. Now he stops, looks down the field, and that one almost hauled in by McInnes, but Dalkey is there to bat it away at the last second.
Well, that's a long way to go for Dalkey. I mean, he's in the middle, and he's got to get to a corner route. He gets there. He covers a lot of ground to make that play.
Inside 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We've got a sensational battle between the Lions and the Riders at Mosaic.
The special team setting the tone early. The list goes on and on. We might need to extend halftime, actually.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Don't go anywhere. Lots to discuss. Dolagala is 154, and 2 touchdowns are already career highs for him. Rivas brings some pressure. Adams escapes. Nice move. And now he's going to slide ahead. Close to a first down. Moncrief was there to eventually force him to go down, and Adams gets up limping.
That's the other leg.
That's the other leg.
Yeah, he's got a brace on that. He's going to have to go down here.
Brace is on his left leg. And he looked fine right at the end there. See him feel his thigh? Watch, kind of grabs his right thigh at the end of this play.
I think Moncrief ends up landing on that inside leg. Moncrief, by the way, is playing halfback right now for Amari Henderson. We saw it leave a few series ago. He still hasn't returned. There's the Moncrief hit. Now Adams is diving forward, so it's clean hit.
It looked like an elbow right into his quad. A little Charlie horse there?
Yeah, it could be. Could be.
He is still down as they look at him. But if you saw, yeah, Moncrief's elbow kind of came right to where they're looking at there.
Well, they do have Dane Evans dressed, but Dom Davis will be the backup, according to Rick Campbell this week.
Adams, the last time he played the Riders, it was a Pete Robertson sack that caused the issue that has now led to the brace on his other leg. And now Dom Davis into the game. You did see Evans on the sideline warming up. Evans came into that game and led them to a 10-point victory. So we'll see how this plays out.
He's coming off injury as well, though, Dane Evans.
He is. And that would be, yeah, if Dane Evans wasn't coming off injury, he'd be out there.
He'd be the number 2. Yeah.
So, wonder about
Timer,
the availability.
please reset the clock to 2:29.
What's the availability of 17 right there?
Takes a
Timer,
peek in to
please
see
reset
how,
the clock to 2:29.
see how his teammate Vernon Adams is in the tent. They're examining him, so he wants to take a look and make his own assessment and see, is he a play away?
Takes a quick little peek. For now, it'll be Dom Davis. He's thrown the ball 20 times this year. 9 completions, 74 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. They'll hand it off this time. Mizell bounces off the first tackle. Could not get past the 40. A pickup of just 2.
Talk about the Riders and their defense against the pass. Their last loss in Montreal, which they filed away, is one of those ones that got away on them. Jason Shirer's group wanted to play better against the run. So far tonight, they've done that.
Just 7 yards on 3 carries for Mizell thus far. 2nd and 7. Early movement. Looked like it was Kent Perkins.
Procedure. BC number 59. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
That is the right tackle, Kent Perkins, 2nd year out of Texas. This is a line for BC that's pretty much been intact all year. Schluger having to start at left tackle today. Roxton out.
Which, by the way, is a great old line name. Chris Schluger.
Schlugen away.
He's out there Schlugering.
Hey, we haven't mentioned him yet.
No, and that's a good thing for an offensive lineman. Or a DB, by the way.
2nd and 12. BC on their own 35. Davis under pressure. Flag here as he gets out of the pocket. Finds Katoy. Nice little spin move by Katoy. Gets it up to about the 45. But is this a hold?
Holding. BC 59. 10-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Back to back for Kent Perkins.
We just mentioned, if we're talking about offensive linemen, it's often not great. It's the back-to-back plays from Kent Perkins, although we do show good blocks and things like that.
Once again, that's not up to us, right? That's the guys in the truck. Just stay away from us. We don't need that neat. So 2nd and 22.
What do you got in the playbook for 2nd and 22, Coach?
I'd say throw it deep.
Okay.
We're going to see a check down to the tailback, aren't we? I see another flag here.
I'm gonna chalk this up if it's procedure again against the Lions. And start to factor in the crowd.
Procedure. BC number 57. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Yeah, we just jinxed Schluger.
That's on us. That one's on us.
That's definitely on us.
Schluger on the other side.
But, you know, the crowd noise, big factor here.
Well, great crowd today at Bullseye.
Well, it's family night. The family's out, kids playing, making it tough on Dom Davis to get the ball snapped.
The officials are having trouble hearing things as well.
I think what Rick Campbell wants here is to think that you're 2nd and this long is a convertible play. Because Vernon Adams, they just wanted to make sure once you go off by the trainers coming out, you have to sit out for 3 plays. He's back in there. Wanted to make sure he had sat out the 3.
Adams thought about going deep. Now he's going to look the other way down the field. Intercepted in midfield. Taken away by Jeremy Clark. His first INT of the year is a big one late here in the 2nd quarter.
It is a big one because there's time on the clock to take advantage of a third turnover. One on the teams for the Riders, one on defense, and then this one, a second on defense. Adams has lots of time. He climbs up in the pocket here a second and finds a throwing lane, but he is thrown into a lot of coverage over there. Clark comes up with it.
It's Clark who made that great play in the end zone against Whitehead earlier in the half.
I think Rick Campbell wants to challenge the hit on Vernon Adams after the play, and he's livid.
Well, this would be something, wouldn't it?
BC is challenging that there was roughing the passer on the play. We'll review the play.
These two coaches, by the way, combined 0 for 4 in challenges this season.
Let's take a look at Vernon Adams here because the ball's gone. Now, Pete Robinson's
what's that about? Now,
Pete Robinson's trying to block him because it's an interception, and so he's allowed to do that down the field.
So can that be called roughing the passer?
No,
no,
no. It's either an illegal block.
That's still a ball. That's after possession. That's still out of the ball, bro. Hey, leave him alone.
Is this a challenge out of desperation here, maybe, that he may look back on and regret?
You know, yeah, like this was Vernon Adams going down to try and make a tackle.
Yeah, the roughing the passer would have been completely out of the question at that point. Didn't take him long. Let's get the call.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. BC will be charged a timeout.
The fuck?
And it wasn't a vicious hit. It was a little push. I think, and Robertson's, his thought there is that he wants to block the quarterback. As a defender, when there's an interception, you've got to block the quarterback. He usually makes the tackle.
First and 10 from the 46. Another completion for Dolagala, and that's going to go for a first down. A flag at the end of the play. Two of them. It's Halatic who tracked down Bain after the completion, but flags in the secondary.
A lot of trash talking going on down there right now. I can hear it all the way
of the game, right?
I can hear it all the way up here.
Major foul, blindside block. Saskatchewan number 19. 15-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
That's Emelis.
You can't come back towards your own line of scrimmage. That's just to the right of your screen there. Top right corner of your screen. Here comes Emelis back towards his own line. It was a step or two, but it was enough.
He got right into the trash talk game immediately as well. Well, that's a big one because it definitely takes them out of field goal range. Would have been a 15-yard gain the other way. So a huge swing. First now and 25 with 91 seconds remaining in the half. They'll hand it off. And Morrow is wrapped up by Halatic after a short gain on the play, and then he'll set up second and long.
Well, we've seen a physical game. Western opponents battling. It's been physical in this first half. And now I think, at halftime, coaches go into the room and they say, guys, discipline, 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 discipline. It's a physical game out there. There's tons of trash talking going on. Don't be the guy that gets the after the whistle penalty.
Riders need 21 here.
Free play.
Dolagala over the middle, and that one is broken up. The Betts that jumped early, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked like one of those.
Offside. BC number 90. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
There he is in the neutral zone. Heads up by Dolagala to take a shot anyway. Matthew Betts does have a sack in this first half, so he's a 3-game slide where he didn't register one. He's now added to his total, 11 on the season. That leads the lead.
Second and 16 from the BC 52. Dolagala spins out of the pocket on the run to his left. Gets it to Bain up at the 45. And that'll bring up third down. And Lothar will trot out here for a deep shot.
Wind, if there is any, and there's not much, but if there is any wind, it's at his back.
Lothar 1 of 4 from beyond 50 so far this season. His long was 54, and it was a big one. This would put them up by 14 late in the quarter. From 53, just inside the left hash, Korsak to hold. Gets it down, Lothar puts it up. And sneaks it in, Lothar good from 53. Riders on top, 24-10.
Kind of tucked it in there, didn't he? Kind of tucked it in on that left upright. That looked like it came off his foot, was going a little bit left, and then he tucks it in around the inside of that goalpost.
Doesn't matter how he gets it in, as long as he does. That's what Riders fans are thinking watching right now. And Saskatchewan has staked themselves to a 14-point cushion late in the half. 17 of those points off turnovers. Good news for BC. Vernon Adams, who left the game, was in the tent.
Big, huge news. Yeah.
They start on their 40 with time. Adams goes to Lucky Whitehead, and he gets hammered immediately, but he was able to hang on to it. CJ Rivas with the tackle.
Well, I won't be surprised to see BC try and test this new lineup with, and as good as he is, and Derek Moncrief's one of the great sort of unicorn-type players in the CFL, but he's playing halfback now, full DB mode for Amari Henderson.
Second and 4, near side McInnes. He's got it, and he'll step out of bounds right at midfield with 27 seconds on the clock.
So that what that means for Jason Shivers, possibly, and I don't know how many reps that Moncrief takes at halfback during the week, but he might have to go to some more zone looks and maybe stay out of the man-to-man looks. Not sure he wants the Keon Hatcher Moncrief, although, again, Moncrief is such a great athlete. I mean, he can cover, he can run, but do you put him in man-to-man too many times?
Lions smack dab in midfield. Adams out to his right on the run, has some room, and he's going to take off again. Adams down inside the 45. Looked like he thought about it a little bit more, but decided to step out of bounds with 20 on the clock.
Now they're play away from field goal range, and they've got time to get a little closer for Sean White, but see what happens with Adams here. See this? People are wondering why there's been so many quarterbacks getting hurt, because not enough of them are making that decision when the hit is coming. Make that decision and get out of bounds or get down.
First and 10 from the Rider 42. Lions offense moving quickly here. Adams in trouble, knocked down at the 50. Big loss. CJ Rivas causing some issues.
I think Miles Brown came around on stunt as well, and he's part of the issue here for, it is Rivas off the edge, but number 9, he's right in the face of the throwing lane. There's 22 fighting off the double team.
7-yard loss. Adams over the middle. Hatcher goes down and gets it at the 30, slides underneath it with 2 seconds on the clock.
And there's the zone look from Derek Moncrief, having Derek play a little bit of zone, and Keon goes and runs that deep curl in the zone. Moncrief 42 at the top left corner of your screen, and there's that soft spot, but what an accurate throw to protect his receiver. Blown away.
Lead him down. Went and got it. Just the second catch of the game for Hatcher.
Too many players in the formation. BC, 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So this will back Sean White up 5 more yards.
They made a late substitution once the officials put their arms up. You can't run out on the field after that, and they do want to be a man short. But that play to Hatcher gives Sean White comfortable range here, and he has been money. 20 in a row.
21 in a row. Hit one today. This is from just inside the left hash. Perfect from inside 50 so far this year. White has it up, and he knocks it through as the Lions get 3 points back late, and the Riders will lead by 11 at halftime. Adams, a little bit of a hitch in his giddy up still. On the other side, Jake Dolegala, not sure what more you could ask for. 11 of 15 for 161 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, started on BC's end of the field after the defensive turnover, and throw it to Keon Schaefer-Baker for his first touchdown. I mean, this is Schaefer-Baker had a couple of catches early. A little bit of a lull offensively in the middle of this first half, but then a real strong finish to the first half with some big throws and receivers making plays for him down the field.
Dolegala is with Bridport.
Well, Jake, the first half, I'm sure you were somewhat hoping to...
For 100 now, and you're right, good news for the BC Lion fans as Vernon Adams looks like he'll be good to go.
Riders will start the second half with the ball as Flintoff gets us going. Thank you very much for joining us on this Sunday evening. That's a high hop. Alford one hands it just inside his own 10. Now he looks for space. Mario Alford nowhere to go just yet, eventually concedes at the 20. Dolegala, 161 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, he started almost in the red zone with his first touchdown throw because of a turnover. The guys mentioned the points off turnovers, and I thought he finished real strong with some great throws. That was top catches in the league so far this year from Emelis. A couple touchdowns, some nice reads. Good first half for number 9.
Flag was thrown on Emelis during the return, and that will back the Riders up inside their own 10 to start the third quarter. 4 options out to the wide side left here for Dolegala. That's where he looks. He'll try to set up a screen. Emelis lunges ahead, takes it outside the 15. Pretty decent pickup on first down. And for Emelis, his 3rd catch of the ball game.
Highlight reel catch in that first half, as we just showed you. This one, little bubble screen, a couple steps off the line, and then come back. The next progression from that play is the fake bubble screen, and then a deep shot.
Second and 2. They'll give it to Morrow, trying to pick it ahead, and good push from the offensive line, and that should be enough for a Rider first down. Needed 2 and got 3.
This may be a small thing, but Jake Dolegala, after this, watch him continue. He gives the ball up, and he'll go just to the right of your screen, but he continues in the play fake like he's got the ball in his hands. And that may seem small, but for a young guy in his second start, to be thinking to try and draw one defender if he can to hesitate on that tackle, he helps his running back out.
Now they'll toss it in front to Bain. Bain wrapped up though and taken down almost immediately by Lacombo.
They're trying to calm down Banks right now. It looks like he was upset with something in that play where it felt like he may have been held or something, or he went after the officials and his teammates had to corral him.
2-yard loss, 2nd and 12 now, early in the quarter for the home side, leading by 11. Dolegala, far side of the field, has a completion. BC's defense is there though, and wrap up Schaefer-Baker. 3rd catch of the game for Baker in his return to the lineup, first game of the season.
Yeah, they've been easing him in. He's played 2 series, and then he's sit 2 series, and then he plays. We're tracking exactly how many series.
Contact. BC number 29. 10-yard penalty.
Keon Schaefer-Baker gets, and it's been 2 on 2 off. So trying to ease him back, coming off hip surgery. If you missed the first half, he's making his debut, almost 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah, 960 yards, 5 touchdowns, led the team in catches and yards, and was the team's most outstanding Canadian. This is the flag that was thrown against Edwards Cooper. And that has put them in second and short. Outside, Peters wraps up his man immediately. What a tackle by Peters as Emelis had that ball, was hoping to make a move, but Gary Peters was all over him.
Yeah, the BC Lions, I think, are maybe the best tackling team in the league. Their secondary is outstanding.
They don't miss a lot of tackles, do they?
They don't, and usually you're hoping, especially on some of those bubble screens, that you make the first guy miss and get an extra 4 or 5, but it's a very, very good tackling team, tackling defense, BC Lions.
3rd and 3 will force Horsack to come out and kick this away. Terry Williams in the distance, waiting back at the BC 40.
I'm guessing some ice packs in the first half for Mr. Williams.
If you're just joining us, he took a beating in the return game. Has to backpedal deep for this one. 57-yard kick. Williams now turns it up the middle of the field. Nice spin move and works it all the way outside the 40. Pretty decent return for Terry Williams and pretty decent field position for Vernon Adams. Banged up in the first half, but back and ready to go here in the second. First half of Vernon Adams Jr.?
Well, he looked great at times. I mean, and dialed in, as a matter of fact, taking over from that Calgary game and just carrying on with some great momentum after 4 touchdowns in the game last week against Calgary. Finding his target, seeing the field. He did get nicked on a hit. That was a bust. Here comes the hit. It was Derek Moncrief. Came back after that through this pick and then got him into field goal range to end the half.
Finished that first half with 200 yards passing. Starts this one with a completion here as he gets it into Hollins, who, as we talked about, first 100-yard game of the year for Hollins, and they've got different guys who can explode on different nights. Hatcher last week, Hollins this week.
So basically, Adams on pace for 400 yards passing, and that is without any sort of running game. I mean, Mizell has 4 carries for 9 yards so far. The offense has been from the arm of Vernon Adams Jr.
Or will they look to Mizell here in 2nd and 2? They do. Trying to stretch it out on the far side of the field, but the Riders are there. Nothing opened up. And Larry Dean is able to take him down.
Just great discussion this week with Larry Dean and the leadership skills that he brings. Number 11 right in the middle of your screen there, top of your screen, and he just scrapes to the ball and gets there. And I loved one of his quotes that he gave us this week: keep the main thing the main thing.
Which I think means stay focused.
Stay focused, keep it simple, keep the main thing the main thing.
3rd and short. Look at this. Davis is going to drop back down the field for Couture. Broken up by Marshall. Some trickery in midfield. Backfires for BC.
Davis thing is get the stop on that play, and they get it.
Almost took that away.
A gift card to every time the Riders score a touchdown. We've already given away $3,000, so it's an exciting night for us.
Yeah, a busy night for you indeed. I know that this partnership has been a successful one with the CFL and TSN and Save on Foods for 5 years now. You're a huge CFL fan yourself. What do you plan for the rest of the season?
Well, we're very excited. excited. We're big CFL fans, and by the way, we're big TSN fans as well. So we have another deal like this happening in September in Edmonton and in October in Winnipeg. So we're very excited about that. We're also excited to be part of the communities, to give a little extra to every community that we're in, and of course, supply our customers with great snacks for every CFL game. So come by Save On Food for your snacks and support the CFL, the greatest football league in the world.
Well, thanks so much. I think you're going to get a Saskatchewan welcome.
Thank you.
Well said. That's awesome. I want to meet that guy because I've worked at Save On Foods in 2 different provinces.
Well, here's the thing. Every time I'm in Save On, which is all the time, that's where we do our shopping. And you got the helmet too.
Look at that.
You got the right off the shelves at Save On, right on the head. But every time I'm in there, I'm looking for Mr. Jones. Like I'm walking up and down the aisles with my cart, looking, is Mr. Jones in here somewhere? I just want to say hi.
Yeah, Save On Foods in Cranbrook when I was in high school, in Lethbridge when I was in university.
You were an employee.
And Edmonton, I worked. Yeah, three different Save On Foods I worked at. Yeah, basically kept me alive for about 5 years.
Well, this gamble by BC on 3rd down won't hurt them.
It could have hurt them.
Yeah.
Quick 2 and out. Williams on the return. Sliced down along the sideline. Let's take another look at that. 3rd down. They were in 3rd and 1 situation. Davis probably could have pushed ahead. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, we saw Edmonton successfully do this. Taylor Cornelius in their first win against Hamilton. It looked like they maybe had Javon Catoy in the right leverage anyway. But that ball just a little bit high, and Nick Marshall had the best chance at it. Nick Marshall reacting quickly because you're trying to fool the defense there and have a wide open guy. He definitely wasn't wide open.
That turnover on downs, their 4th turnover of the game. The other 3 led to 17 points in this game for the Riders. They got away with that one, and they get the ball back here on their own 20. Everybody out to the left for Adams. They'll hand it off. Best carry of the ball game for Mizell. 8 yards. Almost doubles what he was able to accomplish so far. Last time these 2 teams met on the other side, Jamal Morrow ran for 11 yards on 12 carries. So running the ball against either of these teams has been difficult.
Well, Micah Johnson's in there. He's going to always make it tough on the run game. Larry Dean, we've already mentioned, great leader. 100 game for Larry Dean.
Need 2 more yards here. Mizell stands in behind Adams, takes it, runs into a wall, and is driven back by the Riders again. Nowhere to go for Taquan Mizell. Wow, that wasn't even close.
No, gap cancellation, and they bring in Javon Catoy to get a block. That block was taken on. That was Pete Robertson who took on the block of Javon Catoy and just ran right through it.
Flintoff gets it away. Alford has the back pedal to his 30. 56-yard kick, and what a tackle. He is taken down immediately by Rene. Looking for 2 yards. Ended up losing 3. Robertson, Brown, Moncrief there to stop him. Saskatchewan gets the ball back here. This drive will start on their own 34. Dolagala 14-20 for 166 yards and 2 touchdowns. They'll hand it off in a nice burst by Morrow. All the way ahead for a first down for Saskatchewan. And that is his most successful rush attempt of the ball game.
Nice second-level block from Evan Johnson, who's going to step out and get the block on the linebacker. I believe it's Bola Combo that he's going to get. He steps out, gets that second-level block on the linebacker, and gives his running back a chance to pick up another 6-7.
14 yards, longest run of the ball game on either side.
See, we talk about good blocks with the O-line occasionally.
It happens. Dolagala, far far side of the field. Gets it there in time. Tackle broken. And that is the first catch of the game for Picton.
Yeah, Mitch Picton coming back on the roster for this one as well. He's a wideout here. He's playing if they give a break to Kian Schaefer-Baker. So Schaefer-Baker sits out. They put Picton on. He's coming off a concussion and passed all the protocols. Back in the lineup tonight.
Hey, single 46.
Picton with a touchdown already on the season. 1st and 10 here on the BC 52. Dolagala keeps this one and takes off. Look at the big fella. Takes it down inside the 40. Made that look easy.
All in the play fake. So a couple of good runs here from Jamal Morrow. Morrow's got the good inside runs earlier this. And look at the influence 25 had on that play. Entire defensive front seven for the Lions just collapsed down on Jamal Morrow, leaving the edge open for Dolagala.
Nice decision making from Dolagala as this drive up to the BC 40. Low snap, goes and gets it, hands it off to Morrow. Menard, Holatic, and Lacombo are there to hold them to 3.
I don't think Ryan Phillips likes 3 on first down. I think
He'll take that?
yeah, well, he didn't have the reaction that he looked like 3 was too many.
I prefer a loss of 3.
Boy, this defense they've had a couple of games like their 2 losses, but in their wins, they have been dominant.
Both of their losses have come on the road. Dolagala with pressure coming right up the middle. Leads one up there down the field. Come on. Are you kidding me?
Come on!
That was incredible. He holds it in for the touchdown. Oh my goodness. Samuel Emelis.
Oh, and there's a little payback to Hollins on the celebration.
The second wild catch of the game from Emelis.
Well, this one is Emelis going after the football, not just high point him, but going after it. Looked like that was intercepted. What a great look at it from field level.
And it's tough to get much better than that. Wow. That was just fun to watch. And you're right, they were thinking interception because that ball was just hanging up there.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's a lesson for DBs. Don't wait for it, because you wait for it, someone's going to cut in front of you.
A 3-touchdown game for Dolagala. And Emelis goes over 100 yards. Lowther for one more. Perfect. And the Riders lead the Lions 31-13. Courtesy of this. It's going to be picked. Nope. Emelis, other ideas. Hauls it in. His turn to put the Lions to sleep.
First 100-yard gain, and we're just in the 3rd quarter here for Sam Emelis. That was the first half, a spectacular climb the ladder, high point catch, and then how about this one, stealing it from Marcus Sales. Putting on a show tonight.
Paquet Transor là-bas. Paquet Transor. Shout out to mes gars Fabreville.
4th touchdown of the season for Emelis. The other 3 came in the same game. Now here's Williams, a little bit of a stumble, but stays on his feet now. Finally taken down just outside the 35. Or he might have had something to say about that.
You know, I was looking at Sam Emelis' numbers coming in, and he had 30 catches for 471 yards, so just below that 1,000-yard pace at the midway point of the season. I thought, you know, he's averaging about 52 yards a game. If he averaged about 4 more per game, he would be in that 1,000-yard category. And he just blew that out of his water.
So this helps then.
This changes the math. Let's put it that way.
Still a long way to go in this one for a pretty deadly offense. The BC Lions held in check so far tonight. Adams is going to try to respond immediately down the field. Hollins was tied up there with Jeremy Clark and couldn't run underneath that one.
Out on the outside, press coverage. Just let outside release. And pretty good tracking there from... He's had a good game. Jeremy Clark has made some...
Broke up what would have been a touchdown to Lucky Whitehead, has an interception, and now played that very well.
Made some very good plays tonight.
2nd and 10 for Adams. Pressure right up the middle. He's in trouble. They got him again. Riders defense feasting on Vernon Adams again tonight.
Disciplined pass rush, this time from Larry Dean. Everybody's got their assignment here, but watch Larry Dean come around this way and then have contain and not give it up. If Dean gives it up, there's an escape lane. See, he works outside and takes away the escape lane from Vernon Adams Jr.
Game 100 for Larry Dean. He's got himself a sack. It's his 2nd of the year. And the Riders defense has just simply came to play so far here tonight. Here's Alford. He'll be driven back after a 42-yard kick by Flintoff. And the Riders offense has a chance to come out here and start to munch up some of this clock. Have been very interesting so far this year. When they win, they usually win pretty big. In their 2 losses, it's kind of been a disaster. Minus 57 in 2 losses, plus 137 in 7 wins. Their wins are on average by 19.5 points per game. Now they'll hand it off to Morrow. Gets about half of what they need on that 1st down carry.
Well, the 2 losses against pretty good teams, too, Toronto and Winnipeg. But they're going to have to try and get back in this one without Matthew Betts. We're hearing that he is on the sideline with a hand or finger injury of some kind. Questionable to return at this point. And he had 1 tonight.
11 on the year. Been slowed down, but it was red hot for that.
And still on pace for 20.
And he's been close a few other times, too. Dolagala. That one broken up. Flag on the play, though. And was Edwards Cooper impeding on Tevin Jones. I think that would say yes.
Yeah.
Defensive pass interference. BC number 29. Be a 10-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Yeah, that was just below us, and I watched that play from start to finish. He just hung on a little too long. It's to the left of your screen here. And it wasn't the hand that came across to knock the ball down. It was the right hand that was holding the jersey the whole way on that slam route.
9th penalty of the game against the Lions. Morrow wrapped up this time. Back to the line of scrimmage. Not much further. Rugamba, Haladic, Menard in the area.
Talked to Jake Dolagala today, or this week, before this game tonight, talking about the playbook and Kelly Jeffrey's calls and how Kelly Jeffrey might call it differently for him than Mason Fine. He said, no, not really.
No.
You know, they said the playbook was basically designed for those two, with those 2 guys in mind.
Dolagala now takes off right up the middle, tracked down from behind, but he's got a 1st down. Tehama eventually got him, but a nice designed run by the quarterback.
Kelly Jeffrey didn't have Trevor Harris when he was putting together the playbook at first. It was Dolagala and Mason Fine, and he had them in mind. That's a nice quarterback draw. And Sione Tehama does track him down from behind, but not until he gets the 1st. Two good young coordinators, young in age, but young in CFL experience.
Dolagala down the field, heaves one up, and that time Emelis would have had to have go-go gadget arms to get to that. But with the way he's played tonight, I kind of thought he'd take off and fly up there and get it.
just sort of the expectation. The bar goes up, doesn't it? You make a couple of plays like that, the bar starts going up.
How did he not haul that in?
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing. Look, Alec, give him credit. He has not been afraid to get this ball down the field.
Absolutely. Taking his shots. I love it.
Against a pretty good secondary. Final play of the third quarter. They'll hand it off. And Bain really nowhere to go. Sadiq makes the tackle. And we've got pushing and shoving down inside the 30, and a Rider laying on the field. But that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. Big fourth quarter looming here. Can the Riders hang on against the BC Lions if their defense...
And number 89, Kean Schaefer-Baker. All of us come in with...
Awesome day here at Mosaic. Family day. The kids are out. They had people dancing, all the kids dancing at halftime. And then before the game, they had some football.
This is Liam Abig. And I'll tell you what, put him on your fantasy. This is the Adam Badgers versus the Adam Ticats in Saskatchewan minor football. I just think he's now on the scouting list of a couple of teams.
He was neg-listed at halftime. But yeah, great crowd here. We mentioned at Mosaic, but lots of families here in attendance. And I mean, from a Riders perspective, they've obviously loved what they've seen so far in this game, but still 15 minutes to go. Horsack. Oh, what a kick. Williams takes it, bobbles it, and gets back up to the 10. Obviously a flag on that play. You know, it's a nice night because the timing of the game, right? As a father of some young kids myself, we love the 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock starts because you get the family out still home for a decent bedtime tonight, unless you're drinking a bottle of Pepsi like her. Huge mistake, parents. She's not going to sleep till midnight.
No, it's great, and it's a packed house and a loud crowd, and get them started as CFL fans real early. It's a family affair here in Saskatchewan, as it is in other cities like Winnipeg and Alberta, and I know they're struggling a bit in Edmonton, but make it a family affair. Everyone's welcome, and watch some good football.
Vernon Adams now trying to get his team back in this football game. Goes to his running back, Mizell. Broke one tackle. Marshall is there, though, and forces him out of bounds.
That kind of eliminates any sort of error or chance there. The sense of urgency now has got to pick up for Vernon Adams, and
you're down 18,
pushing the ball.
right?
Yeah. Doesn't mean you don't have to abandon your offensive game plan completely. Just that sense of urgency. Inside of third down, inside of 2 yards, you're probably going to go for it.
Just 25 yards for Hatcher so far tonight. Adams under pressure, out to the right, drops it off. And that won't be enough. It'll be close. Depends on the spot here. Mizell, pretty decent spot. I think still just short.
Short by inches.
Inches short.
Again, this is short yardage automatically down by 18.
Any sort of forward progress by Davis into the game here should be enough. But if the Riders defense can get this ball back, Mosaic will erupt. 3rd and inches for Davis. That'll do it. Comfortably gets it.
We got to coach it.
Great look at it here. Right behind Godber.
Right.
Straight up the middle.
Yeah, right in behind his center in Michael Couture and saying sometimes you want to be over the top, sometimes you want to go down and just kind of root it out. When it's inches, just root it out behind your big center.
Did I say Godber?
Yeah,
I did say Godber.
We switched.
He's on the other side.
He's on the other
side now.
We got to straighten out.
4 years with the Lions. Now here's Adams. He's got a completion, and that is a critical completion for Adams. And there's Hatcher, 16 yards, his second longest reception of the night.
And he's limping again. This time it looks like, not sure which one of the two legs. There's Hatcher on the inside. Change motion with Lucky Whitehead, pushes to the out on Micah Tights, and it's down nicely.
4 receivers, wide side left of Adams. And he's going to look down the field over the middle. Hatcher can't haul it in, was stumbling against Dolkey. Couldn't get it cleanly. That would have been huge.
Well, he got tied up or stumbled on the road and then recovered in time to find it again. I thought for sure this was just going to drop to the ground, but he recovers and finds the football. It just arrives just as he puts his hands up, and you see a little bit of contact. He recovered to find it again. Just couldn't hang on.
2nd and 10. Crowd at Mosaic will get behind their defense here. Adams to the right, down the field. Hollins drops it in there perfectly. One of the best passes of the night from Vernon Adams.
Yeah, I'd agree because there was some defenders over there. And every time that Vernon Adams Jr. throws the football tonight in this second half, he's limping back to the huddle. So that Charlie horse or whatever he had on that hit from Moncrief in the first half is starting to affect him. But it didn't affect that throw. That was outstanding. A little bit of a limp after every one.
Down to the rider, 41 for Adams. Looks to his left, throws that way. Hollins again, and he's got it again. Alex Hollins going to work.
Accuracy for Vernon Adams Jr. He needs, when he's throwing the ball with this type of accuracy, he just needs his receiver to get the right leverage, either outside shoulder or inside shoulder, depending on the route. And Hollins gets it done there. Look at this throw. There's no chance. He can't cover it better for C.J. Rivas. He's right there, but he can't get to the ball because the throw is so accurate.
170 yards for Keon Hatcher last week. How does 161 for Hollins sound this week?
We talked to Hatcher about it, and I said, you know, this last week was your week. I mean, it was that big 170. He said, yeah, but we got playmakers across the board, and depends on what they do coverage-wise. Maybe it'll be Hollins' turn, or they don't even have Dominic Rhymes in the lineup right now. They're going to give him a couple more weeks to rest.
They love to have him. Well, there's other guys who can make big plays, and they need one here. 1st and 10 from the Rider 11. Trying to climb back into this ball game. Adams fakes it. Now he'll lay one out there. Almost intercepted. Clark already has one tonight, and he was there to break that up.
Yeah, he was sitting on that outside. This is the route here. It's going to be an out route to the sideline, and the pressure kind of forces a throw from deep in the pocket. I don't think Adams Jr. wanted to make, because you saw Jeremy Clark just sit underneath it. We mentioned he's having a pretty good game tonight. In the right position again.
This might be his best game of the season.
Agreed.
2nd and 10. Hatcher in the slot to the right for Adams.
One-on-one down here.
Looks to the corner for Hatcher. Did he haul that in? Yes, touchdown Lions. He did. But there's a flag right at the edge of the end zone, and we'll have to sort this one out.
Defensive pass interference. Saskatchewan number 21. That penalty be declined. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Just snuck that one in there, didn't he?
Again, bang on throw. He had a one-on-one on the back backside with Lucky Whitehead. Chose to go to the corner to the wide side of the field. He had a matchup with backup Nelson Lacombo in there playing DB, and he just misses it.
That's 3 insanely accurate throws by Adams on this drive.
On one leg.
Sean White for one more, and don't go anywhere. BC Lions are back within 11. A 9-play, 91-yard drive that ends with some fancy footwork from Keon Hatcher as he finds his 3rd touchdown of the year. Wrapped up for the entire night.
Yeah, Nelson Lacombo is going to be in coverage here. He's got the right leverage, but he takes that peek into the backfield. When you look in the backfield and you've got man-to-man, you're going to lose your man. And that's when he loses his outside leverage and lets Hatcher get to that corner. He'll learn that. Great athlete. Lacombo's got a great future ahead of him. A little bit sidetracked because of an injury right out of the draft, but man, he's going to be a player. He just has to learn and keep his eyes on his guy.
Mauro Alford takes it at the 10. Stays on his feet just shy of the 40, and that is where the Riders will get the ball. The lead is now 11. After this one dropped into the hands of Keon Hatcher perfectly. Tonight here at Mosaic, and that brings us to your Coors Light moment of chill. And their mother, Anne-Marie Boncochi, in the house. Got the old split jersey / shirt there.
Well, 2 great players and great athletes. I mean, I mentioned Bo, 4th in the league coming into tonight in defensive plays, and Nelson is just a great athlete, and you know, a top draft pick that tore his Achilles in that first season.
2nd overall.
Yes, had to recover from that. I mean, top U Sports defensive player 1 year, playing at the University of Saskatchewan. Was so excited to be drafted here to Saskatchewan, playing for Scott Flory up there with the Huskies. And tell you what, it set his career back a little bit, but he's going to be a player. He's going to be a starter in the league, and a lot of good DBs have given up a touchdown to Keon Hatcher.
Yeah, that's true. Dolegala 2nd and 10. Tight window. Coming back and helping out was his receiver, and that'll go for a 1st down to Schaefer Baker.
That's exactly what it was, Dustin. This is Schaefer Baker coming back to his quarterback in between the window. He has to come back and fight back for that, or it might have been intercepted. Much 33 Racumba. He's got a chance to break back at that, and Schaefer Baker beat him to the spot.
That's a huge play. Because if they go 2 and out there, BC gets the ball back with the momentum, a ton of time left. Instead, it's a fresh set of downs on their own 51. Morrow scoots over to the right of his quarterback. And Morrow plowing ahead. And a pretty good pickup on 1st down for Jamal Morrow. At least 6, maybe 7.
Schaefer Baker took a rest in the last couple of series. That's why we saw Mitch Picton on the field. So he's got fresh legs. I think it's a smart thing for Coach Dickinson to do, is to ease him back in the lineup. Don't try to overwork him and then having that injury creep back into it.
Big 2nd down here. Riders need 4. Dolegala, 5-man rush. Gets it away down the field. Tevin Jones can't get it in behind Gary Peters. And it drops over his head.
Oh, he really was. It looked like Tevin Jones looked like he was going to run a sort of an inside route and then went deep on Gary Peters, and he was in behind coverage. I thought Dolegala put what he had to do on this throw was to put some air under it, and he did that. It was just over that outside shoulder, and Tevin Jones just couldn't get there.
He throws a high ball, doesn't he?
Well, purposely.
Yeah.
Drop it up over the bucket to try and let his receiver give him time to run under it. He needed just an extra second.
BC down 11, about to get this ball back. Korsak waits, takes the snap cleanly, gets it away, angles it to drop just inside the 10. 42-yard kick, a beauty. Jones almost had it. And what a career it has been. For more on that, let's send it down to Britt Dorn.
Yeah, he was pretty excited when he found out it was 100. He actually had no idea, and he actually turned 35 earlier this month. So I asked him about becoming, one of the veterans amongst league right now. He said, well, my mentality that somebody once told me was that you're the youngest in this moment that you'll ever be. So I live by that. He said also, age comes with wisdom, so I'm happy to get older in this league. Head coach Craig Dickinson had nothing but great things to say about the leader that he is amongst this team. He also said, hey, he has a future in coaching when he wants to finish his playing career. I did ask him, after 100 starts, do you still get nervous? And he told me, I'll tell you this, adrenaline, that rush is what keeps you on your toes 100 games in.
Went on the blitz on this last play, Britt, and didn't get home on this one because he got pushed to the outside, but they threw it right in behind him. But I'll tell you what, I love that quote. In this moment, you're the youngest you'll ever be.
Yeah, I was older, or I was younger when this game started tonight, right? Here's Adams. Down the field. Again, Lucky Whitehead. There he is. Lucky's going to take it to the 20. The race is on, and he's out of here. Touchdown, BC. Lucky Whitehead to the house. And the Lions aren't done yet.
This BC Lion team is explosive. Their quarterback is gutting it out. He took another big hit. Vernon Adams Jr. pays the price. I believe Larry Dean again on a blitz. He gets there.
We'll apply that half the distance from the 3-yard line to the 1.5 of the 2-point shot.
Well, he got sandwiched. I don't think there was any malicious intent there, but it was late, and that penalty flag came out, but it didn't matter because Lucky Whitehead in behind coverage, and he's got his 30-plus yarder.
He did. 78 yards to Lucky Whitehead. Vernon Adams closing in on a 400-yard passing game while limping for the majority of it. Second straight game with a touchdown for Lucky. And now they'll go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. Roughing the passer has shortened things up here a bit for Davis. Can he find the end zone? We'll try to string it out. Now turns it in. No! What a stop! Larry Dean, among others, are there. And the Riders hang on to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, that was all Dean. That was a scrape to the play. He didn't get home in time on the blitz. Gave up a touchdown. Every player's been in the situation where they want the next play. The next play is the most important. Big 2 points on the line, and Larry Dean scrapes to it and denies Dom Davis.
31-26. The Riders pretty much only play close ball games at home.
Let's go back to the touchdown right here from Lucky Whitehead. He's got that change motion, little waggle motion towards the line of scrimmage, and then away he goes, and he is way in behind cover. And then Larry Dean on the 2-point convert keeps it a 5-point game, which is huge.
You know who else was in on this? Jeremy Clark. Got his leg wrapped up, and that's the great game from Clark that continues. They keep it a 5-point game, which is very important. Bertrand Dawn on the return, steps out of bounds, and it gets blown down just outside the 31, but then a flag at the end of the play as he was hit after. That's a tough flag to see. The whistles had blown, but he kept going and then was hit at the end of the play.
Well, he kept running.
He might have been hit inbounds, but that's a tough one.
Yeah, I was going to say they're picking up the flag. Yeah. I was going to say that's hard to judge when you one player with the ball doesn't hear the whistle. Neither does the tackler know that the whistle's been blown, that he stepped out there. Because he was still in bounds on that hit and still running. But they picked it up. Never happened.
Pretend it didn't exist. Dolagala could use a drive here. Less than 6 minutes left. His team hanging on by 5 against the Lions. 3-man rush. Dropped us one in there, and that was close. TJ Lee was lurking for his second interception of the year.
Yeah, he was going one-on-one here with Bain, and a little change motion again with on the corner route, but you see how TJ Lee basically ran the route for him, got out there over top of that and was strictly playing the ball.
A little push by Bain at the end might have helped him not be able to get his hands on it. 2nd and 10 now, big down here. 4 options out to the left for Dolagala, looks to the right, now comes over the middle, and that one off the fingertips of Stearns, and a 2-and-out for the Riders.
Hard to say if Stearns could have turned the corner here if he catches this. It's a little bit high. Climbs the ladder. He's not a real tall guy at 5'9". He's one of those little scat receivers that great quickness. But Bolacumbo was right beside him.
So 3rd and 10, Corsac stands just outside his own 20. It's been a rough night for Terry Williams as he's been roughed up a number of times. A big return here would go a long way. Takes it just inside the 35, 41-yard kick, and Williams takes it back just outside the 40. Well, we are not yet done week 11, but here's a look at week 12. CFL and TSN continues next week with a full slate of games, beginning with Thursday night football showdown between the Alouettes and Blue Bombers. Tune in at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on TSN.
Congratulations to the Elks getting their first win this week.
Not at home, though.
Not at home.
They'll look for that a week from tonight. There's Vernon Adams. 398 yards. His career high is 488. That was against Winnipeg back in September of 2019. They've been rolling because he got some more in him. 1st and 10 from the BC 42. Adams over the middle. Big one all the way down to the 50 to Hatcher again. And Keon Hatcher has been unleashed here in the 4th quarter.
Boy, he's good at this throw, too. I mean, we've seen some great corner route throws from number 3, but this dig route into the danger area, which is right about here, he's got to protect his receiver on those, keep it low, and sometimes low and away.
3rd 400-yard game of Adams' career. To Whitehead, and he's got it, and that's close to another 1st down as the Lions continue to march. Lucky Whitehead, like Hollins, over 100 yards tonight.
That's where that 2-point convert comes in, because they're in field goal range now. Had they made the 2-point convert, they don't make it, so now Saskatchewan's thinking, that's okay, we just need to stop at some point.
Jordan Maximic's got other plans. 2nd and short. This time straight ahead for Davis. And that'll be a 1st down for the visitors. There's Adams. He's had that limp for the entire 2nd half, but he's worked some magic.
Timeout, Saskatchewan.
Use it or lose it.
Trying to slow things down here as well. But yeah, with 3:02 on the clock, might as well use it. Adams is now at 4:27.
Timer. Timer. Please reset the clock to 3:08.
Dolagala on the other side has 3 touchdown passes himself.
It's been an exciting, great football game, and Jason Shivers now He can give up those chunk yards that he just gave up in the last 2 throws, but what he needs now is he just gets to stop it, because at this time in the game, I'm sure Rick Campbell takes the 3.
First and 10 from the Rider 37. 4 receivers to the left for Adams. He's going to throw to the right, down the field, almost intercepted, and finally it falls incomplete. Marshall almost had it. Then I thought it might have dropped down to Lucky on the ground.
Straight one-on-one. Lucky Whitehead press coverage from Nick Marshall. Man, I can watch this all game long. I'll just watch these matchups all game long. DB's up there in press. Marshall had a shot at it, and it did almost tip down to 7, didn't it? Oh.
That was right there for the taking. 2nd and 10. What'll they dial up here? Adams in trouble, gets it away, flag on the play. Mizell has it, pushing ahead, close to a first down. Which way's this flag going?
This is big. This is big. If this is against the Lions.
BC number 59.
Wow.
10-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
He's had some issues.
3rd flag of the game on Perkins.
Out of Texas. Import right tackle. Having his issues.
Cancel the rest of your plans here for the night. We got 2.5 left.
Ken Perkins has had his struggles in this game tonight. That was Anthony Muir one-on-one. That's the holding. Put the Lions back out of field goal range.
2nd and 20 for an offense that has picked up some big chunks so far here tonight. Adams gets it away. That is caught and held onto by McInnes. Adams is down, and there are flags by the quarterback. Is this roughing the passer? Oh boy.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Saskatchewan number 91. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Let's take a look right at your screen. 91 working on Perkins again. Ball's gone, and a hit right in the middle of the back. Unnecessary. Here comes around the edge.
Can't do that. Gives them life again. 1st and 10 from the Rider 23 for Adams. Backpedals in the pocket. Now he's going to look towards Hatcher in the end zone. Not this time. Looked like he had it. Couldn't hang on. That close to a lead for BC.
Yeah, Hatcher's the 3 receiver to the trip side this time, and Jeremy Clark is sitting up high at the corner route, and he wants to cut underneath and then stumbles. That leaves Dalkey in a chase position from the middle in the safety spot, and he can't get there in time, and Hatcher just slips through his fingers.
Woo. 2nd and 10 on the 8th play of the drive for the Lions. Just over 2 minutes remaining. They're down 5. Adams in trouble, finds some space. Cannot find a man though. Incomplete to Katoy, and that'll bring up 3rd down. And they will trot Sean White out here, down 5 with 2:09 left.
Yeah, and I think with 2:09 left, if you get a 2 and out from your defense, you get a chance, and then all you need is a field goal. So Rick Campbell,
and it's 3rd and 10. It's not like it's 3rd and 2.
No, exactly. It's, 3rd and 2 or less, he's going for it. But here, you take the 3, you make it a 2-point game. You need your defense to get a 2 and out if you're Rick Campbell.
White has hit 22 in a row, make it 23 in a row for Sean White. And we have a 2-point ball game. 6 of the last 7 home games for the Riders have been decided by 2 points or less.
BC trying to keep pace with the Bombers in the West. Saskatchewan holding on to that third playoff position right now. I know we're just at the midway point, but looking at Calgary behind them, a win away, and now with the Elks getting their first win, just 2 wins back of Calgary with the Labor Day back-to-back coming up around the corner.
Wouldn't that be something?
All of a sudden, it is interesting, but great decision by Rick Campbell there. Now he relies on his kick team and defense. Remember, Mario Alford's back there.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He gets even to half field or close, and you're a first down away from getting that field goal back.
The Lions have outscored the Riders 16-0 in the fourth quarter. Their defense has stepped up here late, and they will hope they can do it again. Alford bobbles it, picks it up though, up to the 20. Mario Alford to the 30, no further. Stopped dead in his tracks, and that is where the Riders will have it with 2:01 left.
Well, you've got a 2-point lead. You got 2 minutes. A drive ends the game. You're in start number 2. Here's the ball, son. Go get it done.
What a spot to be in if you're Jake Dolegala.
Oh, and by the way, it's a pretty good defense. You got to navigate.
227 yards, 3 touchdowns for Dolegala tonight. Needs to put together a bit of a drive here. On the run to his right, hesitates, tried to get away, but is wrapped up and taken down by Josh Woods.
By the way, Matthew Betts, who went out of the game for a while with what we heard was
BC.
What we heard was a hand injury, was back in for this key play here. Big tackle by Josh Woods.
BC uses a timeout, stops the clock with 1:54 remaining.
And here, Coach Dickinson going on the headset over the possible scenarios that are coming up in the next 1:54. And
Riders bringing Bain and Jarrett Stearns into the huddle late here. 7 for 18 on second down so far tonight for Dolegala and the Riders. None bigger than this. 2nd and 10 for Saskatchewan. Looking for a first down. Dolegala on the run. Out to his left. Throws on the far side. Is that hauled in? It looks like it is. Pickton saying yes. Officials are still discussing it. Let's get a look.
let's take a look on the run. Dolegala, nice throw against the flow. And did Pickton get his foot in bounds? Looks like the left foot drags before the right foot hits. Looks like a catch.
The previous play is under review by the command center.
Yeah, I wonder if he had full possession by the time the left foot came up.
A challenge.
Mike, you can't get any closer than this.
Maybe this angle gives us a better look. Tough to see from there. So it's ruled a catch on the field. They'd have to see enough evidence to overturn it. Looked like the left foot touched down right there. So does he have possession right now? Because that left foot has already touched.
Saw BC sideline saying a bit of a bobble.
Well, put it from that angle,
Yeah.
you can't. I don't think you can overturn it from that angle because you have to have conclusive evidence that he juggled it. Now that front look may be able to be coordinated to get it in BC's favor here. And I think that's what they're trying to sell on the sideline is the juggle.
A juggle, and then
The left foot comes up.
juggle, and the right foot touches the
It's out.
sideline.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take another look here. Take a little bit of a tighter peek at this.
We've kind of blown up the picture here too. So
Foot's down.
he's got it now. Yeah, we lose the feet.
I'm glad I'm not the guy making the decision on this one.
Well, again, the ruling on the field was catch. That's important.
Oh, this is a huge first down if they get it. Let's find out.
After review by the command center, the ruling on the field stands with a completed catch.
Wow, what a play by Dolegala just to get it over there to Picton. We haven't really talked about that. Great job by Picton, but Dolegala on the run.
And I would tell you, if you're a Lions fan, if that was ruled on the field as out of bounds, that would have stayed as well. Yeah.
So 1st and 10, now on the Rider 43. They'll hand it off for a loss. A big loss, too. Morrow had nowhere to go. TJ Lee was right there, and that'll set up 2nd and long with 1:44 on the clock.
Yeah, the veteran TJ Lee just played the play. He just decided, look, they're going to run on this first down. There's no question. They want to grind the clock. They're going to run it. It's a safe play. I'm going to leave all my coverage responsibilities, go straight to the backfield and tackle the guy. That's what went through TJ Lee's mind, and that's what
And it works. Sometimes when you envision something that way, it works out. Clock ticks, though. 2nd and 14 for Dolegala. 1:20 seconds left in the game, and flags as this ball is snapped.
They not get it off in time. Ooh, that's loss of down.
Time count violation. Saskatchewan number 9. Penalty is loss of down. It'll be 3rd down.
That's a tough one. But you have a timeout. Could have called the timeout there to help him out as that clock ticked down. So 3rd and 14. Dickinson not happy, I think. And BC will get the ball back with over a minute remaining. Williams waits for this. Takes it cleanly just inside the 30. All the way back out to about the 41 after a 44-yard kick. And Vernon Adams has a chance to lead a game-winning drive and at least get to field position for Sean White.
Which is about 30 yards from where he is right now. Sean White's longest on the season so far this year, 51 yards.
Career long 55. He's perfect from inside 50 so far this year. 1 for 2 beyond 50. They got to get there first, though. 1st and 10 for the Lions on their own 42. Adams out of the pocket. Flag as he throws. Incomplete anyway, but looked like there's a hold. And is that on Perkins again?
Holding. 59.
Oh, boy.
BC. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Texas is having a tough night. He is having a tough night on Anthony Lanier. It was a grab around the neck, a grab from behind. I mean,
first and 20. Down by 2 on their own 32. Adams from the pocket, looking for Hatcher, incomplete. Dalkey came across. Hatcher couldn't get there. Second and 20.
Tried to knife it in there. Dalkey closing quickly. That had a collision all over it. That's cover 2 men. Nelson Lacombo underneath it with help over the top from Dalkey, who's had himself a good game as well.
Crowd at Mosaic to their feet as their riders look to hang on. Second and 20 for Adams. Gets this away over the middle for Hatcher. Broken up again. Deontay Williams is there, and that'll bring up third and 20.
They got to get 20. Full blitz coming, and Hatcher's going to run that dig route. Seen a few times tonight, but it's timed up nicely by Deontay Williams. Just as the ball's arriving, he makes contact.
Less than a minute on the clock. Lions gotta have 20 here. From their own 32. 4-man rush. Adams in trouble again. He's taken down. Riders defense is gonna finish it. Anthony Lanier gets home.
And he's working one-on-one on Kent Perkins. Anthony Lanier has not been blocked by Kent Perkins all game long. He's held him, he's grabbed him. Remember, Lanier got that penalty that set up points for the Lions to make it a 2-point game. And he bounces back, drawing 3 penalties, I believe, and that big sack.
What a way for the Riders to get the ball back. 55 seconds left. They'll hand it off to Morrow.
And Perkins is going to see green 91 in his all night long.
And won't be able to sleep tonight. Lanier, a nightmare in waiting. BC Lions coming into this game 3-2 on the road. And here they are trailing the Riders by 2. Back to Morrow again. A flag here as Morrow takes it down inside the 20.
This stops the clock, the flag.
And this will be a hold.
Holding. Saskatchewan 66. That penalty is declined. Third down.
That will bring up third down for the Riders. Dolagala looking after the football in his second career start tonight. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
He'll take it down. Those 11 seconds off the clock.
Take it all the way down.
Call a timeout.
Timeout, Saskatchewan.
That's their final timeout.
And now with 8 seconds on the clock. trust him.
Baker in his return. Ian Schaefer-Baker. The Riders and the Lions play again late in the season. The Lions took game one 19-9, so points matter in that series as well. But then they have points won't matter in the series because they have the rubber match late in the year.
Lothar from 27 to put them back up by 5, and he smooths it through with 5 seconds on the clock. Schaefer-Baker back in the lineup for the first time this season, started the game with a touchdown, and the Riders offense for the first 3 quarters of this football game looked excellent.
Yeah, and I think they've got something to build on with Jake Dolegala because, 18 of 29, 239. He had the 3 touchdowns, 1 to Schaefer-Baker, but he did not throw an interception tonight. So he protected the football, but also pushed it down the field and was aggressive at times. A couple of big plays from Sam Emilus tonight for the Riders, something to build on. They go into a bye, and then they have back-to-back with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in the Labor Day matchup and then the rematch.
What a way to go into a bye with your biggest, most impressive victory of the season.
I think that was Emilus just saying, yes, throw it to me.
106 yards and a touchdown, 2 catches. That would be worthy of an honor roll somewhere. Now Lothar, 5 seconds on the clock. Hammers it away one more time. Does Terry Williams have a miracle? He will take a knee immediately, and it'll set things up for Vernon Adams one last time.
Well, often you have a play that you work on in this case, which is hook and ladder. Remember the old hook and ladder? I think that was on David Letterman back in the day or something.
Now if that happens, I'm going to pass that. So let's keep it simple.
You throw it up. Sometimes you throw it up to a spot and you try to tip it to a teammate behind you.
They hit Lucky Whitehead for almost 80 yards on a touchdown earlier in this quarter.
The Riders will play way back here in their secondary, 30 yards off the ball. You can pitch it, play rugby football after you get it in the open area.
Is there a miracle here for Adams? Goes over the middle. That's caught by Coutoy. Coutoy's going to kick it, and that will be grabbed by Lacombo, and that's how it ends. Riders hang on. BC Lions threatened, but in the end, Jake Dolegala and the Riders come away 34-29.
Another Young's quarterback gets a start tonight and gets the win. Good for Jake Dolegala. 239 yards passing and 3 touchdowns.
Vernon Adams banged up on the other side, but still went for 453 yards and 3 touchdowns himself. The Riders improved to 500 on the season and 4-3 versus the West. The BC Lions fall to 500 on the road this year and 7-3 overall, which means the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are at the top of the West after week 11. A thriller on Sunday night at Mosaic in Regina. Second career start for Jake Dolegala, and he's got his first career victory as the Riders stun the Lions 34-29. That'll do it for us. Sports Center with Mark Rowe and Adam Scully.